Good morning, students. Continuing with the topic of that is the early empire, where we were talking about the early Roman Empire. We continue with the same topic today, and we had seen in the last video how the power was gradually shifting from the outside the nucleus of the Roman Empire, that is not just the city of Rome, but in different parts of the Roman Empire, which had been assimilated by the Roman army and the military might of the Romans. And gradually important and prominent positions were now being occupied by the people, even who came from the areas of North Africa, came from the areas of Asia, and of course from the area of Europe, but definitely which was much far away from the nucleus of the Roman rule, that was Rome. Okay, so people in different types of people of different race, of different different cultures, all of them had started occupying prominent positions within the Roman Empire. And the Roman emperors, you'll have to give it to them, they were very receptive to that. They were not about that, only their people should be, in the positions of power. They were quite okay with the idea of, if you have the talent, then yes, you would be promoted. Your skills would be rewarded, and that had led to a situation whereby people from the other parts of the Roman Empire had also started becoming very powerful, rich, influential. So that is what needs to be understood. We had seen a bit of it last time as well. Now, but not just in, but today we would see that not just in that they were prominent traders, and they were prominent businessmen who were from the different, who were now coming from different parts of the Roman Empire. But what we see here, as in the last paragraph, in fact, one of the most interesting aspects of Roman political history is the dramatic shift in power between Italy and the provinces, of course. Throughout the 2nd and the 3rd centuries, it was provincial upper classes who supplied most of the cadre that governed the provinces and commanded the armies. They came to form a new elite of administrators and military commanders who became much more powerful than the senatorial class, because they had the backing of the emperors. Now, so what we are now seeing is that even the military men, not just the administrators and the traders and the educated class, no, even the military commanders, the military generals, they were now being recruited from different parts of the empire, which had nothing to do with the exclusive aristocracy which used to be ruling from Rome. So it was now spreading all across. As this new group emerged, the emperor Gallinas consolidated their rise to power by excluding senators from military command. So by what we see is by 250 AD, under the ruler Gallinas, things were institutionalized, and things almost like was made official, whereby the senators, who till for hundreds of years had been extremely powerful and had a great control over whatever happened in the military, they were completely excluded from the military command. And we are told that Gallinas forbade senators from serving even in the army or having access to it, in order to prevent control of the empire from falling into hands. So it is coming to a pass whereby the rulers had completely stopped even trusting their most important institution of the Roman political fabric, which was the Senate, and they had now forbade the interaction between Senate and the military completely. To sum up, in the late 1st, 2nd, and 3rd centuries, the army and administration were now being increasingly drawn from the provinces, as citizenship spread to these regions and was no longer confined to Italy. But individuals of Italian origin continued to dominate the Senate, at least till the 3rd century, when senators of provincial origin became a majority. These trends reflected the general decline of Italy within the empire, both political and economic, and rise of new elites in the wealthier and more urbanized parts of Mediterranean, such as the south of Spain, Africa, and the east. A city in the Roman sense was an urban center with its own magistrates, city council, and a territory containing villages which were under its jurisdiction. Thus, one city could not be in the territory of another city, but villages almost always were. So, to cut it short, now what we have seen is that the other parts of the Roman Empire were gaining prominence, and the rulers also encouraged that, because students, it's obvious that they could not have gained so much of prominence without the blessings of the Roman ruler and the emperor. We shall continue. Thank you.